David, that must be a particularly sore one to take given the start of that match.
Yeah, I think, listen, I said before the game, we needed to be at our very best to get in the next round of the Cup, and unfortunately we weren't today. Too many areas, not quite at our best. I think for the first half, we started the game well, restricted them to very few chances, if any, first half, apart from obviously lose a really poor goal at a set piece, which is something we've showed them, the exact same goal we actually conceded last season, Raskin scored last year. So that's not good enough, we know that. Then we have big moments in the game, which is in like Boyley's chance straight after that to go 1-1. It's a big moment in the game, doesn't happen. And then we get punished with a really, really poor goal just before half time. And that's something that, it's been a downfall in recent weeks, conceding goals at poor times in the game. I'm well aware of that, it's my responsibility to fix that. But on the course of the whole game now, when you look back, the best teams went through, unfortunately, today for us, and we had to be at our best and we weren't.
I know we spoke about that last weekend, actually, about that idea of having to look at how you can shore up the defence a little bit more. You talked about coaching it. Is this an ongoing process, or is there something else specifically that you've identified today?
I think it's big moments in the game. I think goals change games, as you've seen. It's a really poor goal to lose from a set piece, which then gives Rangers the lead in the game. Then we miss an opportunity. The goal just before half time is just really poor defending. We switch off completely. But then if you actually think about how the first half went, I thought defensively we were good, the shape was good and carried the biggest threat in the first half. Very unfortunate with the Boyley's goal that gets chopped off. And then there was other big chances in the game. At that point, I think, if you go in at half time and it's 1-1, or you're better in these defensive moments just before, then it's a completely different game. I think to go in 2-0 down was really tough to take, and I felt it deflated it a little bit. Second half, I think we huffed and puffed but didn't really do enough, didn't carry enough of a threat to get really back into the game.
Whenever you think about the success that you had towards the end of last season, bringing that in, the European campaign that we saw, how much of a challenge has it been to try and withhold some level of identity within this team?
No, I don't think it's about that, because the one thing that this group has always been is very close together, and I think the additions we've brought in have added to that as well. I've got a really good group in there, a really disappointed group in there just now, that no, we weren't at our best today. But as I said, we've been very good this season at times this year already. The domestic campaign, we're undefeated in the league, but we need to be turning these draws that we've had early in the season into wins. We know that. We've just touched on that. We've touched on where we need to be better, which is we need to be more clinical. We're creating enough chances to win games of football, and we're not doing that. If we don't take the chances, you are very vulnerable to, while they get, while it's still in the balance. And we got punished for that again today, and that's something, as I say, it's my job to fix that. We've got enough competition defensively and all over the pitch to make sure we get better.
Commiserations, but thanks very much for your time, David.
Thank you. Cheers.